Welcome to Nextera, a near-future eVTOL flight simulator in very early access. Although primarily advertised as a flight sim, Nextera is heavily influenced by open-world sci-fi titles such as Star Citizen, wherein the player owns and operates a fleet of vehicles and forges a career in trading, transport, sightseeing, racing or combat. Today, we're taking an introductory look at the current state of this new flight simulator RPG. Let's start by looking at the planes. Nextera currently offers 3 distinct vehicle types from different in-universe manufacturers. The Dionomi Adder is a luxurious cargo hauler suited to trading or NPC transport and offers thrust vectoring, which allows the vehicle to transition between vertical and regular flight. This Hunter Caribou is a pure VTOL craft designed for sightseeing and is comparable to a small helicopter such as the Bell Jet Ranger. At the extreme end of the selection is the Evira Blade, built for racing and fast transport, with tricky drone racer style handling. When starting Nextera for the first time, you will spawn in a predetermined hab, which contains all the necessary items to satisfy the game's everyday survival mechanics, such as a fully fitted kitchen with food and water, a bedroom to sleep in, complete with dog, and a bathroom with shower and toilet. There's even a meeting room for use in online play. All the vehicles you purchase through the in-game HUD are based on the landing pads at your hab, and you'll usually return here after each mission to recharge yourself and your vehicle. Nextera's open world is a Nordic archipelago with a variety of landing zones and attractions. These currently include hydroponic farms, as well as outposts, and even an expo centre. Some landing zones feature welfare outlets such as coffee shops and hotel-style habs, although these are not operational yet. My hope is that one day there will also be camper-class vehicles with a bed, kitchenette and toilet to allow longer stays away from home. Let's try one of the in-game missions. We're going to pick someone up from the expo centre. So it's a seamless walk in first-person mode out to the landing pad, where we just walk up to the cockpit, hit F to enter the craft. Holding down P to switch on the systems, we're treated to this nice manufacturer-specific startup sequence, and then we just press O to start the engines and we're ready to get on our way.
Engines online. Please wait for system checks. All systems nominal. You now have control.
So as we take off here, we just transition from vertical flight to horizontal flight as we're flying the model that has thrust vectoring, and we are well on our way. Notice some of the attention to detail here. You can kind of see thumbprints on the MFDs in front of you. Although the flight displays are currently generic across all manufacturers, the interiors of the ships themselves are quite manufacturer specific and carefully designed. The MFDs themselves are truly multifunction, so there's lots of different displays that you can pull up, whether that's kind of a status of the vehicle itself or a map. Those can all be activated by the number keys, and they will become sort of more and more operational the further the development progresses. For such an early access game, it looks absolutely awesome. You can see here as we transition through the clouds, it is beautiful. So I'm going to sort of cut out the cruise phase above the clouds and we'll transition directly to the top of descent where we're close to our destination. The taxi mission that we're doing here is one of 2 gameplay loops, well 3 if you count the survival mechanisms that are currently in the game. So in addition to taxi missions, there's also sightseeing missions where you fly an NPC out to a specific area and bring them back. Other gameplay loops such as combat, racing and trading aren't in the game yet, but will be at a later date. And as we emerge through the clouds here, we can see the expo centre and our landing pad ahead, so we're going to transition into vertical flight mode. As well as landing pads, there are also moving targets such as yachts and airships to land on. The flight dynamics are slightly tricky. I'm not sure whether that's sort of my lack of practice and experience with it, or if maybe they should introduce an easy mode at some point, just to make it a little more enjoyable for the casual player. But we do get a stable in VTOL mode, and we glide down onto our assigned landing pads. As we land here, let's take a moment to appreciate the epic soundtrack that accompanies this game. When we land, we hear the passenger get into the vehicle, and that's a successful pickup. We're not going to cover the drop-off portion of the trip because it's more of the same. But hopefully by now you have a good idea of what Nextera is and how it plays. If you'd like to try the closed alpha, a link to the website is in the description. Bear in mind it is very early access, there are various bugs and crashes, but the game does already have a few fully playable gameplay loops, and the developers are working hard on it. If you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, because I make this kind of content fairly regularly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.